I just witnessed an Instagram account blow up over the weekend. It had gained over 50,000 followers overnight and it kept growing. It went from 50,000 Instagram followers to 200,000 followers in a matter of days. And I want you to have the expert eye to be able to read between the lines. What does this mean for that creator? If you were to have that kind of growth, what would that mean for you? And most importantly, do you actually need it in order to build a successful coaching business this year? Hi, my name is Ina Coveney. I am a business coach and I specialize in monetizing tiny audiences. And I'm also the host of the Get Clients First podcast, where we talk all about success in your coaching business, even if you have a small audience. And what should you be doing to increase your chances of success? Get clients first. That's what we hammer in this podcast all day long. And we teach you the tools, the tips, the tricks to be able to do that, even if you have a small audience. We also interview the top coaches in the world. So go back and listen to their true startup story right here on this podcast. And today's episode is about blowing up on social media. Is it all that it's cracked up to be? So let me tell you really what happened, because this is actually really exciting to see. Not every day you get to have a front row seat to an account just exploding on social media. So I'm going to share something with you that I shared in the last solo episode, episode 238, where I shared with you that I am doing something a little different on Instagram than I've ever done. I actually created a Finsta account. What does that mean? I created a fake Instagram account so that I can browse the things that I am personally interested in, so that the algorithm will start to associate my account with more the social media influencer kind of accounts and help its growth. Now, I am not a growth expert, but I wanted to try this particular experiment. So I created a fake account, and that's what I'm using for all my personal interactions, and just to follow actors on actors and follow, I don't know why I follow like talent agencies. I'm not an actor. This is not what I want to do with my life. I'm just fascinated by the process of auditioning for jobs like that. So anyway, so that's all I consume on those accounts. And as I was browsing my reels, I stop on this one reel of this girl who says, "Hey, I'm getting ready for a first date." And she was very funny about it. She started going like, blah, 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 blah. Like that just kind of caught my eye. And then you can see her self-waxing some hair off her face. And then you see her blow drying her hair. And it's just like a get ready with me. This is actually a big hashtag in TikTok. Get ready with me. GRWM. If you look for GRWM on TikTok, you'll find a whole bunch of get ready with me videos. So it was a get ready with me video for a first date. And I thought she was funny. I thought she was great. I even went back to her profile to see if she had posted any part two. Did she tell us how the date went, right? And I decided I like her enough that I'm going to follow her because I want to see if she posts anything else. And I started following her. I started looking at her stories. And in her stories, she's telling us, wait a minute, you guys, I am up to 75,000 followers. Is this possible? And then I went to her account and she was up to 100,000. And this was like overnight from this reel alone. And I'm like, wow, what I did was I watched the reel. I liked it. I liked her vibe and I clicked follow. A lot of other people did the same thing. In fact, by the time that I had checked, like the last time that I checked her numbers, it was like 200,000 followers, which was literally like almost overnight. And she was blown away. She did share in her stories that, this is not her first reel to go viral. She has had other reels go to millions before. And she also has a very big audience on TikTok. So this is not her first rodeo. This was not her first reel. She knows what she's doing. She's an influencer. Now, if we were to pause for a second and define what an influencer is, not everybody is an influencer. When I explain to people what I do on Instagram and what I do for my job, they ask me, "Oh, are you an influencer?" And I'm like, sure. But I don't mean it, because I'm not an influencer. I am a coach. I make money through coaching. If you were an influencer, your whole goal would be to increase the size of your audience. That would be your primary goal so that you can get brand deals. That's basically the business model of an influencer. Am I an influencer? I don't have any brand sponsors. I'm not seeking them out. I don't have a big audience. That's not my business model. So I'm not an influencer. Although you would see me on social media, you'd be like, oh, she's playing the influencer game. You got to really, as an expert, as a coach, as somebody who knows about online marketing, you got to know the difference. So she is a legit influencer. She does brand sponsorships and all of that. So audience growth is actually really important to her because it really doesn't matter if she's getting 1 million people who are all from all walks of life, who have all different jobs. As long as they like cute clothes, she's going to win. So as long as they like her and they like her personality, they will buy her products. This is very different from a coaching business. So this is where we start to get into this. What are we looking at? We look at behind the scenes, we read between the lines of this type of growth. Is it actually going to help your business? Now, one thing that I need to say out loud right now is that if you want to blow up in that way, if you want to get millions of views on your reels, you really got to be playing the mass appeal game. Reels that blow up are the ones that everybody and their mothers would care about. Everybody and their mothers would find interesting, or they would find relatable, or they would find entertaining. But it's not just for your niche audience. Your niche audience, they're all going to laugh about it. They might not share about your niche down reels as much, so they don't really go the distance that often. A great case in point is Brock Johnson, whom we've had on the podcast. You can check him out on episode 205 of this podcast, where he has told us many times it's been a long time since one of his reels actually went viral. And the ones that really go viral, really go the distance, are like the silly dances, are things that everybody would find entertaining, not just people in his audience. So that's one thing that I want you to remember. Mass appeal goes viral. Niche down reels, they will get you a nice audience of your ideal clients. Those are the people that are going to care about it, but it's probably not going to blow up to millions of views. And I do say probably very strategically. Probably. There's a 99% chance that it will not blow up to millions. Although there is a 1% chance that it will. So that's why we keep creating reels. To really hammer this point home, I posted this exact message into my stories, and I got this response from one coach who follows our account. Her name is Minnie Grimes, and she's a financial educator and relationship coach, and she marries the two, couples and finances, so that you can have a very prosperous life, so you can have a healthy financial future with your partner. If you want to follow her, just follow her on Instagram at the Minnie, M-I-N-I, the Minnie Insights, the Minnie Insights. And I will also tag it right in the show notes, so you can just go click right through and go and follow her right now. And this is what she had to say. You are so amazing, and I love how you explain this. Thank you. I went viral 3 times, and that's how my audience grew to what it is today. The posts that went viral had nothing to do with my coaching business, but more about me and my culture, which, as you said, has mass appeal. I thought that's what I had to do first before I officially put an offer out. Then, when I had this fairly decent size audience, more than 10K, and I launched my offer, there were crickets. I quickly realized and learned exactly what you described here. Now, my strategy is making more deep personal connections with the audience that do engage regularly with me, and really try to create an offer that serves them. Thank you for doing what you do and shedding light on the truth. Yeah. This was music to my ears, because I can come here and talk like a parrot about this all day long, but it is this kind of testimonial, this kind of experience that brings light and sheds color into exactly what I'm talking about. That if you're trying to go viral, if you're trying to grow your account, you really got to do this the right way. But this is not an episode about audience growth. This is an episode to help you realize that even if you grew your audience, even if you blew up the way that first account did, even if you blew up like this amazing coach's account did, that doesn't mean that it's going to translate into dollars and cents. It doesn't mean that it's going to translate into clients. So if your primary goal is to make your business work, is to be a year from now retiring your husband, or taking your spouse on a luxury vacation, or quitting your job, all of these things are possible for you. But if you keep chasing that viral rabbit down the hole, that's all you're going to end up in a hole. What you need to prioritize is getting clients first, right? Making money in your business, validating your offer, making sure that what you're putting out there is actually helpful and useful to other people, that they will build your reputation for you, that they will talk about your services and refer people to you. That is what you want. But it's not going to happen if nothing changes. If everything stays the same, everything will stay the same. So here's what you do. You need to have a long-term plan. You gotta have a long-term view of what this coaching thing is. Don't just put out an offer, watch it flop, change your mind, try something else and just keep in this spiral that is not getting you anywhere. A spiral that is making you overinvest and under-earn. What you really gotta do is create that long-term strategy. So this is what you need to do. You gotta watch this training that I put together, where I explain the entire strategy to create a six-figure coaching offer from scratch. So if you right now you're rethinking your offers and you're thinking you're going to offer a brand new one this year, start here. This is where you need to be. You got to have all of those pieces in place the first time that you put it out there, because you may have already created an amazing offer and you're getting crickets with it. How about we create something together from the beginning? I'm going to tell you something that you don't need for this training. You don't need for this strategy to work. You're not going to need to be a launch expert. You don't need to already have an offer figured out. You don't even need to really have figured out exactly the kind of client that you need to be working with. You don't even need an ads budget. All you need is be an expert at what you do, know that you can get results for people, and come and join us in this training. It's called How to Create a Six-Figure Offer from Scratch. And you get the link is right below in the show notes. Just go to sixfiguresfromscratch.com, where the number 6, it's actually a digit number. It's not written out. It's the number 6, figuresfromscratch.com. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips. If you're on this journey of creating your next signature six-figure coaching offer, you need to prioritize this signature offer over everything else. You are done figuring out, oh, how do I create a low ticket offer? How do I create a tiny one? How do I create a little bite-sized one? You're done getting on that energy suck of creating more and more tiny little offers that are only giving you pennies. It's time. It is time to build that six-figure offer from scratch. I am so excited for what is coming for you in the next 12 months. I know you can feel it too. This is the beginning of a new year. It's the beginning of a new strategy, and you're going to be doing all the right things, putting the right foundational basic blocks in place so that you can grow from here. No more throwing spaghetti at the wall. This strategy actually works. So go to sixfiguresfromscratch.com and I will see you in class to get started on your next six-figure offer.